Waiting for an alibi. Anyway, Lizzie, waiting for an alibi was playing as I pressed the start button. Anyway, so every year about this time for the holidays, Four Hands releases this. Well, in the past it's always been a milk stout creations. The three different bottles, a variation on a theme. Uh, the three bottles variation on a theme comes with a glass. But this one is a little bit different. The three flavors are this one. The first one is the Panna Cotta, which is the one where they pattered the glass after, which is why I'm having it first. They got tiramisu and a cannoli. Like I said, in the past it's always been a stout, but this is a little bit different. Oh man, I hate when that happens. Panna Cotta white ale with lactose, raspberry, and vanilla. I struggle with this one because I really despise raspberry. I really do, man. I mean, you can do cherry, blueberry, asparagus, anything but frickin' raspberry. But anyway, I'm going to try to be as objective as humanly possible. And I have to admit some of my upbringing here. I didn't grow up Italian. Got an Irish Catholic and working class, so I actually had to look up what panna cotta is. Now, I'm familiar with tiramisu, and I'm familiar with cannoli. But I didn't know what panna cotta was. So it's basically a custard-like dessert, but it's thickened with gelatin. The flavors can be added: vanilla, coffee. In this case, it would have been your gelatin with your dessert with topped with raspberry, I assume. Anyway, you do feel a lot of raspberry on the nose, which kind of I'm dreading a little bit now. There's something about that aroma and flavor. I just despise raspberry. It just doesn't work for me at all. But if you like raspberries, it is. I mean, it's raspberry aroma. So I can imagine why you wouldn't like it. I gotta admit though, when I purchased it, I just made the assumption that it was they do three different milk stouts. They start with your basic milk stout, then they do two other creations off of it. So I didn't realize that it wasn't. So oh crap. Anyway, so here we are. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm looking for flavors that would remind me of. Again, it's not custard, but it's custard-like dessert, but it's thickened with gelatin. Typically vanilla. So I'm looking for notes like that. I'm looking for those flavors. What do they tell me here? White ale with lactose, raspberry, and vanilla. Yeah, you can feel some vanilla, but it's almost overtaken completely by the raspberry. Again, part of that's probably because I don't like raspberry, but I would like the vanilla to come out a little more, the raspberry a little bit less. But I'll be honest, for me, I believe I would say that no matter what fruit was used. Because even when I have a dessert like that, a custard, for instance, or creme brulee, or anything of that nature, if I do have, or even a cheesecake, if I do have a fruit topping, I want the fruit topping light because I want to feel that dessert. I want the fruit topping to accent the dessert and not to take it over. Here, I feel like the raspberry is taking it over. However, again, I don't feel like this beer is flawed in any way. I feel like if you're somebody that likes that amount of raspberry, you're probably going to like this because the raspberry flavor does come through. I would personally have liked more of those other flavors to come up where the raspberry just kind of accented it. But that's more in line with my taste buds than a reflection of the quality of this beer. Will I buy this again? Absolutely not. I hate raspberry. But I am curious to see what the other two flavors are. But again, I like to state that I think if this is a beer, if that's a flavor that you'd like, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with what they've done here. It just doesn't personally work for me. And the only thing for me I would have liked to see different, other than the raspberry, is that again I would like those other flavors to be more in the forefront, where the raspberry sort of accented it all. Here it feels like the raspberry is the star of the show, and it sort of overtakes everything. Because your heaviest aroma is raspberry, the most dominant taste is raspberry. And although I do feel some creamy vanilla with the lactose and the vanilla, I would like more. I would like more of that and less of whatever fruit is being used. So there you go. Hey, I gave it a shot, man. Anyway, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, pervert wisdom man. Whew. Yeah, all right, good guy. Cheers, y'all. Oh, raspberry sucks. Anyway, cheers.